Hey everyone, and welcome back to BMX News, a weekly BMX news show that I do live every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do this live, so we have a whole chat load of people that are tuned in here. I didn't get it scheduled until 10 minutes before the stream, so we're a little late in that front, but we've got a bunch of people in the chat I want to shout out here real quick before we get going. Ken Nichols, Travis K, Old Fat Guy BMX, Travis Schramm, who else is in here? Huck Karinsky's in here gifting 10 memberships to the channel. Thank you for that. We got Kurt Rowell in here. Ken Nichols, if I didn't say that. Rick Pullier's in here. Keith Vallow. Kurt Rowell, if I didn't say his name again. Augustin's in here from Sweden. It's awesome. Shout out to the members as well. Taco Slurpees, Huck Karinsky, Kevin Jackson. Travis Schramm's in here. You guys will get access to the members only live stream that comes right after this one. That being said, let's get into the news. Talk about RIP VitalBMX, because RIP VitalBMX. This is what happens when you go to VitalBMX.com right now. So the story with Vital was that the name was sold, and from what I remember when it happened, it was the people who bought it had a certain allotted amount of time to continue using the name VitalBMX, and then after that certain amount of time they would have to change the name, and the VitalBMX URL would continue to go to the new website, but they would have to have it be a different name, and whatever that situation was. That might not be 100% accurate, but I do remember that VitalBMX, as it was when it was sold, just existed for way longer than the time period that I heard initially. And then I just saw this past week that, unfortunately, that's what happens when you go to VitalBMX.com. And this is sort of significant because there was a whole era of VitalBMX that I can remember where younger people like myself at the time were making their account on Vital. They're putting up pictures of their bike and bike checks and videos that they hosted on VitalBMX.com and pictures that were hosted on the website. And it was just kind of its own social media at the time, which was pretty early. And so it's sort of a bummer to see that if this is the full end of VitalBMX, all of that self-hosted stuff that people uploaded to the website and their accounts and information and kind of the time capsule that existed still from all of that is just gone. Just gone. Like when MySpace went away, just gone. At least with MySpace, you could get your pictures back after they came back. But this, I don't know. I mean, maybe the data is on a server somewhere and it could be transferred or whatever. That's why I always uploaded my videos to YouTube and Vital and posted pictures on like Facebook and Vital or MySpace and Vital. And then there's the other aspect of the different information about bike parts at the time and older bike parts from before that time period of the specs about certain bike parts. I can remember whenever I would want to look up the specs of an older bike part, Vital is what would come up most of the time. And then there's oh, Wayback Machine, what's that? And then there's the fact that all of the content that Vital made is just like gone. Internet Archive. It might not actually be gone, folks. I'm gonna check this super quick while we're talking about it, but it's a bummer to see that this is what has happened and where things go sometimes whenever things are sold. Holy cow, you can pick a date? So what? Snapshot from January 14th. Interesting. I don't know what's going to come up here, so I'm not going to like click on everything, but this may still be a thing. Either way, people, VitalBMX, as we knew, it was gone. The forum is what I was going to talk about. VitalBMX had a forum where you could go and there was so many different informational posts, so many different dramatic posts and people going back and forth with each other just as they do in forums. But now that might just all be gone. I'm gonna have to dig into this whole Wayback Machine thing because it looks like there might be stuff in here, but I have no idea how this works, and I'm not gonna waste a bunch of time trying to pull it up here. So if it loads while we're talking about more stuff, I'll show it. Either way though, let's get into the videos from this week. Actually, first we gotta say rip VitalBMX. Pour one out for Vital. And wonder what's next. I mean, obviously Instagram, Facebook still exists, and Facebook groups are primarily where those things happen now, but I don't know. It's kind of a bummer. So moving on from there, let's talk about videos from this week. We've got Shadow Conspiracy, or Shadow Riding Gear, I think is where this video is mainly focused. It's Gage Sharp and Jamie Thayer at Woodward, absolutely killing it. Gage and Jamie are the best dynamic duo in BMX right now. Can't change my mind. I'm certain that they are, and it's awesome that I can see them regularly and ride with them and know them personally. And they're just good people who really, really kill it. Noah, pour one out, get excuse to start drinking. Too funny. Garrett Rouse said, I'll TikTok my response to this video later. If you don't, you're a liar. Then we've got Kink BMX's Kerosene. Look what just popped up. It's the Wayback Machine where literally... Does this still... Holy cow. All right, we're gonna deep dive into that later, but the Wayback Machine is awesome, and you can still see stuff that was posted on VitalBMX. So anyways, Kink BMX's Kerosene video featuring Harrison Arcari. I'm sorry, I haven't heard anyone say your name out loud yet so that I know. And Casey Starling. This video, these guys are just savage. Go non-stop. Boom, 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 boom. Trick, 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 trick. Harrison might be the current king of pole jams in BMX, because look at that. Harrison and Greg Henry, current kings of pole jams in BMX. I said this because there is a pole jam that Harrison does in here that I would say is technically a pole jam. He's riding down this ledge and then using the rail as it comes up off of it as a pole jam, and it is crazy. So these guys, I mean, they could be a dynamic duo in BMX right now if they do more stuff together like Jamie and Gage have been doing. This video is worth it. Everything from today is 4 minutes and longer too, because there was nothing that I saw that came out that was shorter than that. Next up, we've got a team mix from Empire called Escape, If You Have Half a Brain. And the song is the Pina Colada Dancing in the Rain. If you have half a brain, whatever that song is. But it really made me think about Guardians of the Galaxy and made me excited for Volume 3 that's coming soon. But the riding is awesome. Brett Silva being a savage and dropping off of huge drops. Aaron Ross doing a massive half cab of doom leap of faith in there. This is a solid video to check out. It's got Chase Hawk, Dugan, Jared Duncan, Aaron Ross, and Brett Silva as well. Worth the watch. Then we've got the highlights from One Love Jam 2023. This is a Flatland video. It's the 13th annual jam, and it went back to its roots. It said, since rain was in the forecast, we decided to hold the event and pre-jam at the LB Marina parking lot on Friday. So, pretty sweet to see Flatland jams going hard. There's a lot of people there, and I'm sure it was a great time. Next, we've got GT's Parker Heath, his Can You Film This section. And I reacted to Julian Molina's Can You Film This section. I think I'm going to react to this one too, because the first two clips in this one were absolutely insane. And I already thought maybe I should react to this because I know Parker is a shredder and he's probably going to throw down in this. So maybe I should. But then I was like, man, I don't want everybody to think I'm like shilling for GT or something because I'm reacting to all these videos. But After watching the first 2 clips in this, I mean, we'll skip past the intro. Watch just the first 2 clips. It's an X-up double peg stall slide a little bit to just huge roof drop. And the next one is what got me. Not this one, the next riding clip. Fakie to nothing off of a ledge. That immediately right there was like, all right, we're going to react to this one. So look forward to a react video for this coming probably Sunday. So I have nothing really to say about it other than that is going to be crazy. Then we've got Bora Altintas, Untimely Sleep. I hadn't heard of this guy before this video, but I looked at a little bit at the beginning, saw Red Bull in it, and know that Red Bull doesn't support anyone who doesn't deserve it and is not a savage. So I played it, and it's a very good video. It's similar to the adventure style videos Red Bull does a lot, where the rider is adventuring through a city and hitting a bunch of different stuff, and it starts with this drop off of this semi-trailer roof. Then we've got a little bit longer of a video here with Paul Tollin. It's a video with Dig BMX, and it is 7 minutes long. Definitely check this one out. It's a name that I'm sure you've heard of before, and it's worthy of watching. Just look at this cannonball. Where is he coming from? It's over that barrier thing. Looks pretty crazy to me. Then we've got a little bit longer videos coming here. 20 minutes, 35 seconds. It's called Canada Procedure, and it's presented by Tam Roaston. BSD rider and massive kinked rail abuser, Tam spent 3 months of his summer over in Canada, joined for some of that time by his procedure buds. So he came out with a 20-minute video. Dan Banks, Luke Lynch Rice, Jordan Hango's in here. Ooh. Aaron Chang, Kent Fuller, Chad Furch, Charles, Nico, Taylor, Kai, Mike, Drew, Jason Teat, Kyle White, Matt Perrin. Check it out if you want a longer video. And if you want an even longer video yet, we got 21 minutes, 47 seconds. The Performance Street Jam, their 2023 jam. It happened in Paris, France. It's a street jam going down in Paris, France. If you want a little bit longer yet, watch this one. And if neither of those are long enough for you, you can watch one that's almost as long as both of them combined. It's Scott Marceau's Angle Dust. It's the leftover stuff from his Angles video, his full length that he released. And this is stuff from 2015 to 2021. 40 minutes. Brandon Began is the cover, and there is more riders in this that I can list here. So check it out. And then you can also buy the digital download of the Angles full length itself after watching this one, realizing all of this is leftover footage. So check it out, then watch Angles if you need something that's even longer yet. 40 minutes. There's 80 minutes of videos just in those last 3. Then we get into the interview stuff from this week in a continuation of Profile's Team Legacy interview series. This is with people who have all ridden for Profile for over 15 years. There's 11 of them, and 7th up is Ricky Mosley. Interview talking about trips, favorite parts, crazy stories about him and was it Jared? Yeah, Jared taking a photo, bar spinning into each other for a photo. So the photo's not in here, but the story's pretty crazy sounding, and he said he had to go change his underwear. You can remember that. So if anyone knows where this photo is, I would love to see it because it's not in this list, and I just want to see this crazy photo that made Ricky have to potentially go change his underwear. So yeah, check that out if you want to learn more about another rider who's been riding for Profile for over 15 years. Next, Colony Bike Check with Paderico Falico. And have you ever had a situation where you've been saying someone's name a certain way and then you hear it said out loud by that person and it's totally different than what you've been saying for a couple years? That's this video. I've been saying Falico and he says Falico. So I'm sorry. Formal apology to Paderico Falico for saying your name wrong for so long. check out this bike check. The dude is incredible when it comes to riding in general. The stuff he does riding wise in here is mind-blowing. Let me just pull up so you can see nose bonk 3, but he does the tooth on the big quarter. 3 to nose bonk or 3 to nose press. Manual 3 over the spine. Foot jam 540 on the slant wall. 360 foot jam on a double coping spine. To tooth a sub, which is hard enough by itself. Then over tooth back over 270 in a line. This dude is incredible. Watch the video to see what's on his bike and some amazing riding. Then we've got Casey Badger's 2023 bike check. He just got a new bike, it looks like, and they did a bike check on the Snakebite BMX YouTube channel, which also I'll add in here real quick since we're talking about interviews, is posting up the podcast episodes that they did starting in 2015, I think. They posted up the Ron Wilkerson one on the channel. So if you watch this video or click the link to the saw camo and said cam, Casey Badger bike check, then just go to the channel, you'll see it. So if you want to learn what Casey Badger is riding on his bike currently, check this one out. Then we've got another situation of saying a person's name a certain way, then hearing that person say it and realize you've been saying it way wrong. Caleb Rucker, it's his video bike check as well, also on the Snakebite BMX YouTube channel. So check that one out if you want to see what he's riding. Definitely a bit different of a style of riding as well in here from Casey Badger and what riding is in that bike check. So it's pretty cool to see both of those back to back. Then we've got a video from Dan's Comp going over their top 5 products of 2022. And I'm just going to embarrass Michael here real quick by playing the first 10 seconds.
2023, I hope that way you don't miss anything that's coming.
I only did that because I know that feeling, and I know getting interrupted like that when you're trying to introduce a video, and it's just, I'm sorry. Then we've got How to Backward Manual on the Our BMX YouTube channel with DeMarcus Paul for ODI. If you want to learn how to backwards manual, learn from someone who's very, very good at it. Yes, Van Rodder, Taco Slurpees. Learn from DeMarcus Paul, who's very good at backwards manualing and explaining things in a very understandable way. Then we've got some bike checks, some more bike checks, so many bike checks. We got one from Source with Van Homan and Denham Cox. You want to learn what's on Denham Cox's bike? This is the one to check out. I want to know what pencil he has in his ear. It better be a Dixon Ticonderoga number 2 pencil. Looks like it might be. Shout out to Denham Cox. And yeah, check out his bike too if you want to learn about that. Then we've got Gary Young's updated bike check. So Source recently released one with Gary a couple months ago. Looks like his bike has changed since then, or at least he's gotten a new bike since then. So Our BMX did a bike check with him and is up on their YouTube channel. Then we get into the podcasts from this week. We've got Colt Fake on the Canode Nose podcast. We got Colt Fake shirtless in a gaming headset in the gaming room doing the podcast. The dude he seems like such a chill, nice, rad person. I've never met him yet, but I'm excited to meet Colt one day and hopefully get to ride with him. The dude's incredible, and if you want to learn more about him, this is the place to do it. Then yesterday, I did a podcast with Lee Ramsdale of Mongoose Bikes. This podcast was so much fun to do because Lee, when you look at his history in BMX, has such a widespread. He's done everything. He's been a pro rider. He's rode in X Games. He's been at every single X Games that has happened in some capacity. He's been a team manager. He's owned a company. He's done a zine. He's been in props. He's been the announcer, or he's been on the microphone in props. He was a co-host of Joe Kidd in the Stingray, or whatever the exact title for that one is. He was a co-host of the premiere of that movie when it came out. Just so much history in BMX, and we talk about all of it, and it was such a good conversation. I loved it. Next,
Chase Hawk, Scared of Normal podcast from Traction Coffee. Check this one out. I haven't had a chance to listen to any of it yet, but I saw a little bit of what Chase posted on Instagram, and it seemed like he talked about some important stuff and some really good topics. So definitely check that out and listen to it if you have a solid 2 hours and 45 minutes. So with that being said, let's bring back the Wayback Machine. Click on the forum section of VitalBMX on the Wayback Machine and see if this stuff actually shows up. Because the way I understand it, this is like a snapshot of the website on any given day that you can choose from on the Wayback Machine. Looks like it takes a while to load. So while that is loading, I heard that there was a Terry Adams video that came out this week, and I didn't see it. So let's make sure that if it did come out this past week that we get a chance to see it. I'm not seeing it pop up anywhere, so maybe that didn't happen. Looks like this isn't wanting to load, but I'm doing a little bit of a search here trying to see if Terry Adams does have a video that came out. So there's stuff on his YouTube channel, but I don't know if I see anything from him this week. Terry Adams. Oh, okay, here we go. I found it. I'll put this also in my description. It's from Profile. It's called Terry Adams, The Pressure Cooker with Terry Adams, Episode 3, The Jam Circle, Houston. So I'll put this in the description at the very end of the video links and the links that are in there. Looks like you might be able to get to some stuff. It doesn't look correct on the forum thing, but maybe there is some stuff in here to check out, and you could get to your profile and, you know, take screenshots or whatever you want to do. Kurt Rowell, I will do a Jeff Mead bike check next weekend because he's going to be here for Rays. On that note, everyone, I appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to everyone in the chat who's tuned in for this, as well as the members. We're going to be doing a members only live stream, probably starting directly after this one. So if these gifted memberships come through and you see that you've been gifted a membership from Huck Karinsky, say thank you to Huck, and message me on Instagram or check the community tab for the link to the members only Discord server where you get that. And then tune in for the members only live stream coming next. So thank you guys for tuning in. Links in the description for everything we talked about today, and we'll see you tomorrow for another video.